It would be hard to find a person with a more accurate view of the economic shape of the Piedmont Triad than tonight's Newsmaker.
He's been associated with one of the area's largest charitable organizations since it began more than 30 years ago and has been its executive director and CEO for the last 10 years. And I'll be honest with you, in all of my years here, I don't know if I've met someone with as strong a passion for helping the less fortunate as Clyde Fitzgerald. In a couple of months, he'll retire, but before that happens, he has a few messages for everyone.
I believe that on this earth, the most basic of needs is for food, and people need it every day.
In this complex in southeast Winston-Salem, miracles are happening.
The problem of hunger is a tragedy in this country, in this state, in this city that doesn't have to happen. And this is the start of our shopping area.
That's why when Clyde Fitzgerald walks these halls, he's overseeing an operation that feeds up to 300,000 people every year in 18 counties that include and surround the Piedmont Triad. Welcome to the Second Harvest Food Bank of Northwest North Carolina. Every edible item that comes in here is donated. Oh, that hasn't been frozen long either. That probably came in today.
Must have come in today. When we get it in, we freeze it immediately to preserve its shelf life.
It comes from many different sources: food drives, government programs, even the large grocery store chains that can't sell it when it's past its best if used by date.
We're very grateful for that.
That doesn't mean it's gone bad.
Over the last year, we've distributed 38 million pounds of food.
Right.
That saved our partner programs over $62 million in food acquisition costs.
There are 450 of those partner programs. They include church food pantries, soup kitchens, and homeless shelters. Each one can send representatives to shop in this warehouse. The food bank also uses its fleet of 12 trucks to carry food to those groups whose representatives can't come here.
A lot of what this truck does is go back and forth to Bimbo Bakery's distribution center in Greensboro, bringing bread that we get to distribute.
Fitzgerald learned all about distributing things during his many years as a top executive with the R.J. Reynolds Tobacco Company, where he was very much involved in the NASCAR Winston Cup Series. But as this career wound down, the passion for helping others his parents instilled in him took off.
My father often told me that no matter what our situation is, there's plenty of people that are worse.
How do you and the food bank define hunger and what causes it?
We're talking about the kind of hunger that when people have it and they go to their cabinet or their refrigerator, there's nothing in it.
And despite the economic recovery, Fitzgerald says the number of people in this area who need help hasn't gone down. And that hasn't been helped by the emphasis on jobs like high tech that require highly skilled workers. What we need, he says, are the advanced manufacturing jobs former factory workers can fill fairly quickly, like, for instance, automaking.
You probably got 80% of those unemployed were in the manufacturing sector. And so we need to have better balance. And this is our Triad Community Kitchen over here. You can see some of our students are still in here.
It's something the food bank itself's doing with its 10-year-old Triad Community Kitchen. It's a culinary and life skills training program for people who've lost jobs or have other barriers to finding work. The food they prepare goes to the food bank's provider agencies.
And we've graduated 640 people from that program. And importantly, 1 year down the road, now 10-year average, 82% still working. We've had 26 of them now, 26 straight years.
Fitzgerald can recite many high numbers.
This is still the biggest,
including the $2.5 million the food bank's Tee Off for Hunger golf tournament raised during those years. But he's quick to add, the work's far from done. What is this organization's biggest challenge right now?
The apathy and denial that exists about the problem of hunger in this region.
Do you ever foresee the day hunger in the 18 counties you serve will be eliminated?
We hope so. It'll be a long time because of the factors that create that. Our vision statement of our food bank is healthy, hunger-free communities, and we will not cease our work until we get there.
And that's why Fitzgerald still plans to be actively involved in helping the food bank after he retires this summer, especially with the organization's many food drives. And one of those is happening this Saturday. It's the Piedmont Triad International Airport's Run on the Runway 5K and 10K. Fox 8 is proud to be one of the media sponsors. Registration for this event is closed, but you can still donate money to help the food bank and its partner agencies. Just head to this website, ptirun.com. Looking forward to seeing a lot of people there Saturday morning.
Absolutely. So, Neill, the name Second Harvest, what exactly does that mean?
Well, traditionally, the first harvest is what people ate, and then there were things left in the field, and that was the second harvest. In this case, the second harvest is the salvaging of food that didn't sell in the grocery stores. As I mentioned, if it weren't for the food bank, a lot of that would be thrown out. So essentially, it means providing food to people who couldn't get it the first time around. By the way, a lot of food banks across the country use the name Second Harvest.
Interesting.
They're all doing good work.
Yeah, one of my favorite organizations. I know it's yours
Absolutely.
too.